All right, cool. Check it out. Can you see it? My first $1,000 earned on Airbnb. So it's been about a month. I just want to do a quick check-in, kind of get my thoughts, maybe relay some any kind of tips on if whoever wants to do this. So first of all, I'm feeling more and more confident about my listing. As you know, I have a backyard, and I put a trailer and a vintage Airstream back there. And then I had a little bit of self-doubt as far as are people going to rent this out, or are people just going to, kind of like, is this lame, or is it people would much rather stay at a one-bedroom apartment or stay in somebody's room as opposed to my trailer, But it turns out everything's good. People like it. I can show you some pictures here. We designed it. It looks nice, it looks chic, so people do rent it for the cool factor. I'm still struggling to find a good price point because right now I have it at 40. Like when I had it at $49 a night, it was people booking it every day, and it seems like every 5 minutes I had like a new booking. Well, when I'm kind of testing the waters here, I put it to 59, and nobody's booking it anymore. So I need to find out maybe. It seems to me if you're willing to pay 49 bucks, you should be able to pay 59 bucks. But I guess there's a kind of a cutoff for a trailer in this area, maybe. But I got to look into this. I'll find out more. I'll probably do another video on that. But first of all, I want to get to the psychological issue. A lot of people would be kind of hesitant to do an Airbnb at first because they think, well, I don't know if I want strangers or whatever in my house or in my property or whatever, But I think once you start doing it, it's going to change. Meaning, at first it did feel weird to me. Sure, it felt weird, like, oh wow, I have strange people in my backyard, or just like, who is that person? I just don't know anybody. It felt. I mean, it's like it did feel like a little weird because like this person I just met online, a couple hours ago, and now they're like camping in my backyard, whatnot, But once you get the hang of it, and once you start, this property starts generating cash for you, and you see it, I think your whole mentality changes to the point of like, let's say if I take my listing offline, completely off Airbnb, and it's just, I would feel like I'm wasting space now, because like, why there's nobody in my trailer paying me money, you know what I mean? Nobody's renting it out, and it could be rented out, so now it's like your whole mentality changes. So I think you never know how you're gonna feel, but I feel like people should, if people are on the fence about doing it, people should go ahead and do it, and then give it a month, and then people, kind of ease into it and change their mind. The one thing that I did learn, I try to smooth out the process as much as possible as far as time wasters. I want to have this put in as little, kind of, get the most out of it price wise, and put it as like, as little effort into it, so it's kind of running as its own business. So what that would entail is people would have to check themselves in, and I thought of that. So I do have a gate that has like a code on it, so people can, I can just text somebody the code, and people can get into my backyard, and the key is already in the trailer, so they don't need me to check in. But the problem is every time they need me to check in, because it's in my backyard, and the backyard is attached to an alleyway, and you have to go around the house. So, and then people, this is kind of frustrates me too, because people check in, I mean, whenever their plane lands, so people, it's a little bit of a time waster too, because I know people are, let's say it's dark, in the back alley, it's really not lit up at all. So people are going to get confused, even if I text them like, hey, just go around to the back and whatever. It's just a really dark alley, and people just go to the address. This is what I'm going to tell you what happens. People book your listing, right? And they forget about it, and then they fly in, they catch an Uber, taxi cab to your address, and they'll show up at the front door, and then be very, very confused. Even though in the description you just go around and punch in the code, and you'll see the Airstream once you go around to the back out. People don't, so that's kind of annoying. That's like the one point that I'm trying to resolve. Maybe I'll make some kind of like a video, put it on YouTube, or like I'll text them a video how to get back there, or make some kind of infographic or something. But something needs to be done, because that's just the annoying part of it. It's like, I want to do things, I have things to do, but I don't want to be stuck at home waiting for somebody's plan to land so I can check them in. Especially if people get in pretty late. But other than that, it's been pretty good. The very first person that I had was not a good guest, or he was just kind of like a little weird psycho kind of flipped. He kind of like totally flipped. Oh, first of all, I was at work and he started texting me how to for directions how to get to my place, and then that was already like, oh my god, like this is so hands on. This is too much interaction. I don't want to be giving everybody directions. Like, come on, use your GPS. But everybody, and then he flipped out because he plugged in his laptop or something, and then he flipped the power. The power box, the fuse needed to be flipped or whatever, and I gave him instructions how to do that. He couldn't manage that. He just kind of just went postal and I just refunded his money and he just took off. But other than that, I had everybody's really cool. Everybody gave me so far so good. Everybody been leaving 5-star reviews. I think it's a reciprocal thing. I think people want a good review. So they just, unless something's really wrong, people just gonna give you like a 5-star review just like they want to get a 5-star review themselves. And basically you have to realize, I don't really want to have interaction with the guests that much. I don't want to have to like deal with their problems or be home in constant contact and deal with little issues. But I have the trailer hooked up to the point where I have all the bugs pretty much worked out. Electricity is on point. You can plug in as many devices as you want in there. The plumbing is set up. So everything is good. I don't have anybody bothering me anymore. And then you have to think about it. People don't really want to, like, if let's say you book an Airbnb and you want to go hang out or with your friends and go sightseeing, the last thing you want to do is be hitting up your host and complaining and whatever about like the place. So if people are complaining, something is really wrong, and I think you would just iron out all the bugs, have everything set up so people don't have to hit you up. But so far so good. I also like the aspect of Airbnb where there's just like another stream of source of income. So if you want to I think it's a good savings method. Just open up a brand new account. Let's say you want to save money for like a down payment on something or whatever. Just open up a new bank account and put in all your Airbnb money into that account. So that way you're not spending your daytime job's money. You're actually the stuff that you can afford other things, some luxury stuff that you probably shouldn't be buying, but hey, there's like a forced savings account. Like, I'm not going to buy this now, but hey, in 3 or 4 months I'll earn it via Airbnb and then I can afford that. So far so good. Maybe I'll do another check-in next month. Later.